guys, it's Jenny. Today I want to talk to you about the reasons why you need not just one, but two separate business bank accounts. Whether you are a sole proprietor, an LLC, or an independent contractor who does not have a business entity set up yet, you need separate bank accounts, and I want to tell you why. So first off, if you have a private bank account, a personal banking account, a checking account, and that is where you are receiving your payments from either your contract work, your gig work, or your self-employment income, you have a big problem. We need to fix it right away. Don't delay, you guys. As soon as you're done watching this video, head over to your bank's website or find a new bank and start to apply. Start the application process. It's that important. Now, you will have two different types of funds in your business. You will either have funds that you're working on and taking transactions daily, and you will have funds that need to be paid as taxes later on. That's going to be true whether you are a 1099 worker, like if you drive for Uber or Lyft, or if you do your own contracted jobs, or if you are a self-employed individual with your own business. You're going to need to pay taxes later on at the end of the year or quarterly. You need to have two bank accounts for your business or your self-employment income. Now, separating your personal accounts and your business accounts has a lot of benefits. The first one is that you are going to be able to very clearly list out your personal expenses and your business expenses. Now, having two separate accounts, a personal account and a business account, is going to help you in a lot of different ways. Number one, it's going to help you to separate your personal finances and your business finances. There are a few reasons why you need to do this. The first reason is for tax purposes. If you have a business account where all of your business expenses are coming out of, let's say you buy a supply, or let's say that you go on a trip for business, or let's say that you have some sort of a expense that you're going to want to use as a tax deduction later on down the line, you will need to have that all readily available for either you or your tax professional to see. Now, having a business bank account separates those deductions and those expenses from your personal assets, okay? This is not only good for kind of a visual standpoint, easy to see, easy to calculate, easy to categorize, but it's also from an IRS standpoint. They will see that you are classifying your expenses separately. They will be able to see that you are not a hobbyist, that this is a separate account, and they'll also be able to see that it was filed as a proper business account with those required documents as well. Now, in addition to separating a business and personal expenses, this is also going to help you to obtain a level of professionalism with your clients or the businesses that are contracting you out. If you send over any sort of bank or payment related information, let's say you mail a check to someone, you are paying out an independent contractor yourself, or a client is sending you a transfer and your invoice represents personal information, they're going to automatically view you as a non-professional. They're going to know you're a hobbyist, they're going to think you are, even if you're not, and they're going to see you that way and treat you that way. Now, if you have yourself set up with business banking accounts and everything across the board is streamlined into that business and personal separation, you won't have to worry about that issue. So how exactly should you separate out your business and your personal accounts? Well, I recommend two business accounts, not just one, but two. The reason for this is because you will want a business checking account and a business savings account. The business checking account is going to be for your day-to-day transactions. If you get a payment, you'll receive it to that account. If you pay out for some sort of business supply or expense, that's where you're going to pay it out of, from your business checking account. Okay, so that's going to be the money that you're working off of in your business day to day. The second account is going to be a business savings account. That is going to be money that you don't ever touch until tax time. Whether you are a 1099 worker, a gig worker, self-employed, LLC, sole proprietor, it doesn't matter. You will need to be paying either end of year or quarterly taxes, in addition to sales tax if you're a company that is selling a tangible product. Now, that money that you receive into your business checking account when you receive a payment from a client should be divvied up between that working money that you need for your business to cover your business expenses, and business savings, the money that's going to go into your taxes later on. Take that money out immediately and transfer it into your business savings account so that you don't touch it, and it also is sitting there earning a little bit of interest for you. Now, don't touch that account until it's tax time, okay? So you're going to have a business checking and a business savings set up, in addition to your personal account. Okay, so we know that you need to have a business checking and a business savings account, but what information will you actually need to set them up? Well, it's going to vary depending on the type of business structure you are. Now, I would strongly recommend that even if you are a gig worker, a contract laborer, that you set yourself up as a business entity. Okay? You're going to want to be a sole proprietorship or an LLC so that you are able to create all these different benefits that you receive from being a separate business entity. You'll be able to separate your business and personal finances. You'll be able to have a clearer, more stable tax return. You'll be able to start doing business under a business name, and you'll be able to get insured as a business. Okay? There's a lot of other benefits, but make sure that you're taking the time to set yourself up as a business entity. Now, for business bank accounts, if you're a sole proprietor, you're going to need either your social security number or your EIN number. You don't need to have employees to have an EIN number. So if you are a sole proprietor, I would recommend that you also get an EIN number. I'm going to link that below. You'll also need, in addition to that, your business license, or if you have a doing business as name. Let's say you're not using your first and last legal name to do business, you have a separate business name. That's your doing business as name. So you're going to need your social security number or your EIN number and your doing business as name, your business license. If you are a partnership, you're going to need your EIN number, you're going to need your partnership agreement, and you're going to need your business DBA form. Okay, so those are the documents that you're going to need if you're a partnership. Now, if you're an LLC, a single member LLC, you're going to need either a social security number or an EIN number, and then you're also going to need your articles of organization. That's going to be the document that is provided to you, signed by the Secretary of State once you file as an LLC. Lastly, if you're a corporation, you are going to need an EIN number and your articles of incorporation. Okay, so you might have another step before you can get the actual business bank account. If you are someone that is a little more loosely self-employed, perhaps you're a gig worker, an independent contractor, you're not established as a business. So what do? Well, you can either choose to establish yourself as a business entity, a sole proprietor perhaps, or in the very least, if you aren't establishing yourself as a business entity, in the very least, open up a separate bank account and a separate savings account, okay? Even if it's not a business account. I would strongly recommend that you open up business accounts and follow that line of work to establish yourself as a business entity. But in the very least, make sure you're separating those accounts so that you, number one, have everything separate, easy to find, easy to file, easy to account for. Number two, you are able to have the benefit of using those expenses as deductions, and it is clearly classified. And number three, so that you are able to have a separate savings account for that tax money at the end of the year, because the worst thing is trying to find money to pay taxes at the end of the year when you did not set it aside. All right, you guys, so head over to your bank next. Head over online to a bank and see what you need in order to apply and get moving on it. Now, if you need more information on how to establish yourself as a business entity in the state of California, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop those links below in the video description. So if you need to file yourself as a business entity, you want to take that step and become a sole proprietor, or you want to become an LLC, that information is linked below for you. All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope that you head on over to your bank or check out the information online on what you need to do next to open up a business checking and a business savings account.